respected director, respected principal, other dignitaries, dear teachers. First of all, let me congratulate the management for arranging a teacher training program. Newer technologies in teaching, it is worth getting exposed to. And I personally, of course, would like to have teacher training programs. I myself have undergone teacher training programs as well. But my own impression is the best thing is look back into ourselves, the teachers that we remember, and what for we are remembering those teachers, and imbibe their qualities. So that is the thing that is most important, in addition to, not really instead of, in addition to teaching methodologies. Now looking back to my teachers, I remember many of them. One of them may be wearing a necktie always, the other one always neatly dressed, other one I remember because of the fluent English, other one because of the Benz car that he is coming in, because at that time even ambassador car was rare, so it was something that puts them apart from the rest of the teachers. So that is how I remember them. I remember a few other teachers because they made difficult to imbibe subject easier for me to learn. Like they sort of nailed it down my head. So those teachers I remember because of their ability to teach. What is that ability? So many things, so many factors are there. For example, it could be like body language, it could be their modulation of language, the examples that they give, or maybe stories to which they connect the subject, role play, or creative thinking or creative methods, student involvement. In fact, by the student involvement, they have detected hidden talents in students also. For example, people who we never thought would be good orators, their oratory capacity was found out. A few of the singers actually were brought out because the subject was sort of getting connected to some situation in the song, and then the teacher will be asking who can sing that, like that. This is an English medium school. I have nothing against English, of course, but my feeling is mother tongue is the best to bring out all these emotions, all these modulation, etc. into our language. I remember our President Abdul Kalam sir, whose English was not really perfect, neither the grammar, nor the fluency, nor the pronunciation. But then the scientific audience will get what he wants to convey. And that is the whole purpose of language. I have traveled to a few countries recently, like to France, to Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Germany. In no place the English is the spoken language. And in fact, people do not understand English either. And other countries, other big countries like Russia, China, no, English is not being spoken there. Or a very, to me, the very civilized country is Japan. There also there is no English. So language is not the important thing. Language is the one for communicating our ideas to our students. So to that extent only we must give importance to the language. That is my own feeling. Now, teaching is an art. It is like a tank full of water, but then that water should come through a pipe, through a tap to the student. So that is what teacher is supposed to do. Because otherwise, the information is now available at the click of a mouse button. So in just transferring the information is not enough. It must be digested by the teacher himself or herself and then transferred to the student so that they understand it. Well, whether your teaching is effective, how to evaluate? The best thing would be ask the student, but it doesn't work. For example, as a student, I was asked by my teachers how my class was. I will always say it was a very good class, although it was possibly boring. Another reason why I say it was a very good class is, suppose it was a boring class. Suppose I say I didn't understand, sir, then what is he going to do? He's going to repeat that boring class again, and I'll have to sit through it again, which I cannot tolerate. So I'll just say I understood it. So that is not the practically useful way of evaluating ourselves. So it is best to look into ourselves. During our teacher training program, videos were recorded and given to us, not to others. My video will be given just to me, so that I can know my mistakes like mannerisms, unusual or unnecessary gaps, looking only at the PPT or looking only at some portion of the audience, like what I thought was conveyed didn't get conveyed. Those things I understand only by observing or watching my own video. So that is one way of correcting ourselves. Another one is encouraging the students to ask doubts. See, small children, even my grandchild also, I have a grandchild, he goes on asking questions. Many of them I answer I do not know, but I just make it a point to look up and give the answer so that I will also become better. Similarly, encourage your students to ask questions. Many of them answer you will not know, but you will go, look up and then give the answer. So in the process, you yourself also become better and more knowledgeable. I have two questions to you teachers. One, is this subject, the subject that you have taken, is it your passion? Passion, what I can say, for example, you can marry somebody whom you can adjust with, or you can marry somebody who you can live with. But you must marry, if possible, if you have somebody like that, you must marry somebody whom you cannot live without. That is called passion. You cannot live without your subject. So if passion is there, even if suppose there is a better financial package coming, you will not go after that because your passion is the subject. So that is the first question that I want you to ask yourself. The second question is teaching your passion? Although the subject is your passion, with that subject you can do many other things, right? But whether teaching is your passion, that means whether you have come to the teaching profession by choice or by chance. If you have come by chance, then of course you need a living, you need some income. So stick on to this, but look for other jobs. And if you get another job, you leave this job and go to the next job. Why? Because, for example, if a driver is bad in a car, only 4 or 5 people will get injured. No? If a teacher is bad, hundreds of students will get injured. That means badly trained. So that is why I say, if teaching is not your passion, if possible, leave. But if it is not possible, if you have to stick on, you are not getting any other job, that is the point where you must positively do something to increase your teaching ability. And this teacher training program is one of them. So attend that very sincerely and try to make your teaching abilities better. My wife usually asks me, is it not boring to go on teaching pediatrics year after year? Actually, it is not boring. Why? One, the subject is not new. I update the subject periodically. So, subjects, there is something more than it was there in yesterday. And second thing, the students are new, Every year, new students are coming. So, with new students and new additions to the subject, things are new. So it is possibly not boring, and it should not be boring for you teachers. So that is the point that I wanted to make. Now, school is not a place for getting A plus or getting degrees. It must be a place for transformation, social transformation. That is social values, social responsibility, love for your country. These things must be inculcated from the school. Is it very important to love your country? If you do not love your country, you may not love your mother also. So, and you may not love your teacher also. So, we want that culture. That culture was there in India. That is slowly going out of fashion. So it has got to come back. We sort of try to train students in a different way these days. For example, don't share notes. What does it mean? You become selfish. We do not want selfish students, because once they pass out, they are a burden to the society. So we want, I told about teachers having passion for subject. Similarly, the students should develop pleasure, not pressure. So once the students develop pleasure, that is, the subject becomes interesting to them, then there is no pressure for the student. And how does the subject become interesting? That is made interesting by the teachers. So that is your big job. And I think this training program will give you tips, ideas, how to make subjects more interesting to the students. With these few words, I declare this teacher training program inaugurated. Thank you.